Greetings from Lakehead University. My name is Sherlyn. I am the Regional Relations Manager based in Southeast Asia to assist students from this region except for Vietnam. I've been with Lakehead University since 2017 until now. So I'm very familiar with the requirement as well as a lot of information, a lot of students who are watching this or maybe watching this in the future on YouTube or different online platform in the areas of getting more information, not only about Lakehead University as well as about Canada. Well, Lakehead University, we promise all our international students a truly Canadian experience. I'm unable to bring you to Canada, but let me bring Lakehead to you. So this is a quick video to introduce Lakehead University to you. This video is absolutely available on our YouTube channel. This is a video that is more than 1 minute, hence I will not take too much time for us to go through this video, but I definitely welcome you to take your time to browse through this video as well as other available online resources at YouTube channel to get more information. Now moving on. So welcome to Lakehead University once again. Lakehead University, at this point of time, we hold different ranking, but when it comes to ranking, most of the time, because there are not too many familiarity with the relevance of ranking to particularly undergraduate students at year one, and hence I often bring the students' attention, all my audience's attention, particularly those who is looking for undergraduate degree or even graduate program, to a couple of ranking that is directly relevant to your learning experience, particularly from year one itself. So we are ranked #1 undergraduate research university since 2015 to 2019. What does that mean? I will explain to you in a bit. Of course, the THE, the World University Ranking, they rank us top 10 Canadian university under 10,000 students in Canada. And of course, the Canadian top 10 university as the primarily undergraduate students by Maclean. All this will have direct impact to students' learning experience from year one itself. At the end of the day, when you talk about ranking, you want to know that you are benefiting from this ranking. Moving on. So one of the highlight of Lakehead University is that we are a public university. It is a primarily as well as a comprehensive university under 10,000 students. With less than 10,000 students, you can imagine the kind of ambience you will be in when it comes to learning as well as your campus experience, student life. So at Lakehead University, we have more than 8,500 students. And this picture you see in front of you, this is my campus from a bird's eye view. So on my campus, as you can see, it is full of nature. It is really comfortable. And we have got our own lake. Yes, this particular lake, it will be fully frozen up and you can do a lot of icy activities during winter. And don't worry about getting drowned because we will have specialists to let you know whether it is safe for you to start doing activities on this frozen lake. Moving on. No, at Lakehead University, with less than 10,000 students, our population consists of 1,500 international students coming in from more than 17 nationalities. That pretty much tells you that when you are in the environment that is full of Canadian students, at the same time, you have the opportunities to experience different culture of more than 70 nations. Of course, at the end of the day, we focuses a lot on personalized learning experience. You can see this, 90% of our classes have less than 60 students, and the ratio of 1 professor to students in our Aurelia campus is 1 professor to 13 students or 1 professor to 15 students. So this is where the personalized learning experience comes in. Imagine your professor in the classroom knows you by your name and knows you individually as a person. You are not just a number or just a student attending the classes. That's how it is when you learn from a small class size university. So we are ranked highest ranked Canadian university under 10,000. And I have already mentioned the advantage, which is personalized learning experience through the small class size setting. And what's really important at the end of the day is also we measure our students' success rate by the graduation employment rate. So when I say graduation employment rate, it literally means after you completed the 4 years degree or the 1 year master or the 2 years master or even the PhD, your employment opportunity in Canada is standing at 97.7%. Of course, over here, scientifically, we say it is within 2 years of graduation. But if you were to break it down according to the program, according to the classes, it sometimes is not surprise at all to have 100% student being employed within the first year of graduation. If you would like to know exactly what are the programs that stand these opportunities to have 100% employment rate after graduation, you're more than welcome to reach out to IDP so that we can have this talk on a one-on-one setting. Now, come to choose Canada. Why do we say choose Canada? At the end of the day, when you go all the way to a Western country, you want to know you land in a country that embrace your culture. It is peaceful, politically stable, and they have experience with international students. Having that means they will open their arms and welcome all international students and have policies and create advantages and opportunities for international students. This is how Canada is like when it comes to study abroad for international students like yourself. Of course, when you spend so much effort, so much resources on time, finance, so on and so forth, you want to know that this qualification that you obtained at the end of the day is recognized globally. And Canada is well known for their qualification that is recognized globally. That literally means if you graduate from university in Canada at degree level, you can use this qualification to apply for a master in other country. If you like UK, you can go ahead and apply in UK for master program, so on and so forth. Now, moving on, when we talk about study abroad in Canada, a lot of people focuses on the opportunities to work, right? So I will not talk too much about it, but I will let you know, as an international student, it is legal for you to work part-time up to 20 hours per week. And the minimum wages varies according to the province because Canada is a country that functions provincially. And when you are a student, depending on your program as well, some programs have internship, some programs have work placement, and some programs have something really significant. It's called the cooperative education, which I will explain to you what it is at the end of this presentation, so you can have a good understanding of it. And towards the end of the day, after you graduate, it is not uncommon at all for the student to conveniently work towards getting themselves a permanent residence because it is already there. It is an advantage and opportunity for international students. So a lot of students, they might as well just get it so they can stay longer and start gaining Canadian working experience. Now, there are so many universities in the 10 provinces in Canada. Where shall I go? I would say choose Ontario, simply because Ontario have got a lot of accredited public university, and this accredited university have got really high quality assurance when it comes to your learning experience with all these state-of-the-art facilities and access to resources both online as well as in person. Of course, at the end of the day, if you would want to choose a university, you will also want to take into consideration how much does it cost. And Ontario have got really competitive tuition fees offering to all international students in comparison to other English-speaking countries in the West. And at the end of the day, again, we come to measure students' success rate through their employment rate, right? So Ontario, the student employment rate is at 95.6%. So these are the things that we often will take into consideration when you choose a university, not just the location itself. Now, where is Lakehead University located? We are in Ontario. Obviously, I have been emphasizing on Ontario just now, and we have got 2 campuses. Our first campus is located in the city of Thunder Bay, Thunder Bay is located by the biggest freshwater lake in the world. It takes 1.5 hours flight coming in from Toronto. And our second campus is located in the city of Aurelia. Aurelia is also a lakeside city. It is nearer to Toronto. So if you were to come in from Toronto by car or by land vehicle, it's 90 minutes drive. Thunder Bay. It is a city with 1,100,000 people over there. It is not a huge city. In fact, it is a city with a big land. Because we have a lot of resources, there is really no need to build high rise. So this city is full of nature. It have got a lot of different kind of activities for you to do in comparison to those activities you found in the cities in Asia, particularly Southeast Asia. But in the small city of Thunder Bay, there are 180 restaurants available. So with the availability of the amount of restaurants, you can roughly gauge what is the lifestyles in the city of Thunder Bay. And because it is a lakeside city full of culture scene, art scene, music, so on and so forth, there will be more than 20 annual city festivals on a yearly basis. So as a visitor, you have limited things to do, but as a resident, for example, you are a student, you live there, you have access to the local community, you will be really busy getting things done because there are so many activities going on every now and then. Of course, at the end of the day, shopping is not the lifestyle, but if you need to do shopping, you can find good stores, really good places for you to buy quality things. There are 7 shopping districts in the city of Thunder Bay. You can have a look at this location. I am going to skip to the next page. This is how it looks like in the city of Thunder Bay. This is just one angle of it because it is a lakeside city. So this is how it looks like. If I haven't mentioned, this lake that I have been talking about is actually the biggest freshwater lake in the world. It's called the Lake Superior. Sharing with us this Lake Superior is our neighbor, Manitoba, and also our neighbors at the South United States, which is Minnesota. So we share this lake together. There are more cities around this lake, but these are our neighbors within our driving distance. So you can imagine your lifestyle as a student is going to be like this. Now moving on, the city of Aurelia is also a small city nearer to Toronto with smaller populations. It have got 4 seasons. Everything I mentioned about Thunder Bay, just imagine being in Aurelia in a smaller scale. So that is how it is. Both our campus in the city of Thunder Bay and in the city of Aurelia, they are located in the city center. If you were to drive to the airport in Thunder Bay, it takes 10 minutes ride. If you were to drive to the downtown area in Aurelia or in Thunder Bay, it takes only 5 minutes drive. So that's how it is over there. But Aurelia, student who goes to Aurelia, the nearest airport to you will be the Pearson International Airport in Toronto. If you were to drive from airport, it's going to be 90 minutes drive. Now moving on. About academics at Lakehead University. We have 10 faculties all in all. This includes graduate faculty for master and PhD. And if you're interested in business, engineering, anything relevant to science and environmental studies, as well as natural resource management, we are doing really strong in this area. And of course, we have got a really good faculty of education. There are a lot of international schools in Southeast Asia, and you will notice those teachers who came from Canada. There is a good number of them who took up their education qualification from Lakehead University. And of course, we have got a faculty of social sciences and humanities where we do a lot of different programs, health and behavioral sciences, law, medicine, and graduate. I just want to bring your attention to 2 programs. In Canada, the Faculty of Law as well as Medicine is all graduate level. That means there is no law degree. There is also no medicine degree in Canada. If you have the intention to get yourself qualified in the area of law and medicine, being able to practice professionally with license, you will first need to get yourself a first qualification. For example, if you want to go into law at Lakehead University, we have a pre-law program route through our political science, whereas for medicine program, we have various of programs available. One of the programs that we make it a pre-route for medicine is our chemistry program. But other than chemistry, there are a lot of programs that is under the health and behavioral science program that you can use to make it as a pre-medicine for yourself to go into the master in medicine. Moving on. So I would just highlight a few faculty where the program is doing really well, not only in terms of delivering the quality of the program, also it is very popular among the international students. Business program being one of the most popular one among international students, our program is accredited by AACSB Accreditation Board. And we allow students to study all business subjects in the first 2 years. Literally means you're building your foundation in business area in the first 2 years. And then on the third year, you will choose your specialization from 8 majors that we are offering on our campus. At the end of the day, if you're interested to gain yourself working experience in the sector or in a company, like a real working adult who started working before you graduate, there's a cooperative opportunity for you to go for it. Of course, it is a case-based learning where you get your hands on the real information, the real case studies that just happened maybe this morning, 2 days ago, or even last week. It will not be an outdated case that you will be learning on. We also have Ingenuity. This is like a lab for students to do their startup with the support from the faculty themselves. If you are a student who have already working on your own business, either online or small business, you can take it further through our Ingenuity lab. Moving on, we have got a really well-known faculty of engineering. We already have graduates who is already working, alumni who is already working in Singapore. They are graduates from Lakehead University. Our faculty of engineering is accredited by the Canadian Engineering Accreditation Board. And if you were to bring it back to Southeast Asia, it is also recognized by the Washington Accord. If you were to go to Washington Accord website, look for the recognized university, you will find Lakehead University being in the list. And our engineering program, it is really unique because this 4 years of education, after you graduate, you're getting 2 credentials. Literally means you're paying 1 tuition fees, but you get 2 qualifications. 1 qualification is, of course, Bachelor of Engineering, and the other qualification is Technical Engineering Diploma. Some people will ask me, if I have Bachelor of Engineering, what is so great about the Technical Engineering Diploma, right? So Technical Engineering Diploma literally means you know how to get things done technically. So it will open up more doors of opportunities when it comes to career when you have these 2 qualifications. And our engineering program, we have 5 disciplinary: chemical engineering, civil, electrical, mechanical, and software. And recently we have launched a new one. It's called a mechatronics engineering. And we are already taking in students for upcoming fall intake that will start in September this year. If you're interested to apply for that program, application is still open now. I would encourage you to put in as soon as possible because we are near to the date of closing. Now, for engineering undergraduate degree, we also offer cooperative education opportunities. And when it comes to engineering program, it is very common for engineering students who will want to do MBA, and hence we actually package this up. We have something called the engineering plus MBA that you can complete in 5 years' time. If you would like to know more about this, feel free to contact us so we can talk more details into this later when we have a one-on-one session. Moving on, the Faculty of Science and Environmental Studies, we offer really good facilities for research. In fact, in this faculty, the programs that we are delivering, majority of the students, they have opportunities to get their hands on research even from year 1 itself. They are different areas of specialization. Again, we can talk about this, or you can go onto my website and have a look at it. And Faculty of Natural Resources Management is also a really good and well-known program in Canada, where the student, they study all aspects in the first 2 years, and they will choose their specialization from the 6 majors from on the 3rd year itself. So that literally means if you're not sure what you want to do under this faculty, first 2 years you get a hands-on and you build your foundation in terms of your knowledge in this area, and then you will know which is the area of your liking. You can choose to specialize in that area. At the end of the day, at Lakehead University, we focuses a lot not only on case-based learning and experimental learning. If you look at this picture in front of you, this is one of the class. And don't be surprised, you only have 3 people in the class? Yeah, from just now I mentioned to you, we focuses on small class size learning experience. So when you go higher level with Lakehead University, it is not uncommon at all for the classes to be smaller because it is more specialized now. People will choose their specialization, and being in a class of 3 people is not uncommon at all. Now, Faculty of Education. If there's any one of you who's interested to learn to get yourself a teaching qualification, you need to go into education study. This education study is a 4 years program, but if you have the intention to teach in Canada, most of the time, a education qualification will not be sufficient because you need to also have a qualification in the subject that you are teaching in. For example, if you want to be a mathematics teacher, you need to get yourself a qualification through education program, and you also need to get yourself a degree in mathematics. So that back and forth is going to come up to about 6 years in total. Again, I will not spend too much time talking about it, but if you really want to know more information, I encourage you to reach out to IDP to make appointment for our one-on-one session. Faculty of Social Sciences and Humanities. We are being ranked top 10 for Social Sciences and Humanities research by the Maclean's 2020. And we allow students to combine their major. And again, it is experiential learning experience. It literally means you get to do the real thing when you are learning. It is not always sitting in the class and do a one-way learning. Faculty of Health and Behavioral Sciences is also a really good program. Literally, you will put the theory into practice in our labs through internship as well as through placements. And we have really strong connection with our community partners. In Thunder Bay, the city of Thunder Bay, we work really closely with the hospital across the streets. And this is where you can take the programs under this faculty and make it a pre-med program. Now, Faculty of Graduate Studies. Sorry, before I talk about this, I just want to highlight that all the degrees program that I have mentioned, they are all a 4 years degree program with honors. There is no option to drop honors. So if you're interested with it, get yourself ready to score well and to spend 4 years to earn a really high quality and high accessibility degree with Lakehead University. So coming back to graduate degree, it is we have course-based masters, thesis-based masters, as well as project-based masters. Most of the master program are 2 years program, except for MBA, as well as Master of Science in Management. Those are a 1-year program. For MBA, we also have options of 16 months available if you were to take your education further to study more at a more advanced level. Faculty of Law and Faculty of Medicine, I have already mentioned just now, they are all at master, they are all at graduate, which is master level. Now, you must feel confused after all this talk I have done. I'm only telling you about the faculty, but what about the programs, right? So in front of you, this is the list of programs available, but you are talking about a primarily comprehensive university. So what does that mean? That means if you were to go to my website, For example, if you talk about psychology, if you go to my website, you look for psychology department, you go to psychology program and you check out the undergraduate bachelor in psychology, you will notice they are different qualification. We have Bachelor of Science in Psychology, we have Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, we have Bachelor of Science in Psychology, specialized in women's studies, so on and so forth. So I definitely encourage you, before you make a decision or feel confused not knowing which program to apply for at the point of entry, do check out the information from our department on our website. It may be difficult for you to navigate my website, but do not be afraid. All you need to do is just reach out to IDP and tell them which is the exact program that you are looking for or the department that you are searching for, and we will help you with the direct link so that you will be able to go straight and dive straight into that topic. Moving on. So this is the list of master programs we have available, as well as the PhD. If you are interested to do research masters with us, please go on to my website, have a look at the professor's profile before you decide to put in your application. Again, it's the same for our PhD program. And again, if you'd like to know more, I'm very certain we need to talk more about this area when it comes to master and PhD. Feel free to make an appointment for us to talk further. I'm going to move on to the next one. Now, cooperative education. I talked a lot about this just now. So a lot of people, they heard about co-op, but they don't really know what co-op is, or they understand co-op not directly in an accurate way. So let me just explain to you. In Canadian education, they are internship, work placement, as well as co-op. Now, when we talk about internship or work placement is really complicated. It's actually a big word for co-op and internship in Canada. So you can throw that term work placement away for now. You can throw this term away when you ask for information with the Canadian institution. We can focus on internship as well as co-op. It's because that's how the education system set up is in Canada. Now, internship are for those highly regulated programs like nursing program, education program to be a teacher, or psychology, or social work. It's because when you go for internship, you are not doing the job yourself. Okay, let me rephrase this. When you go for internship, you are shadowing a professional to learn how to do that job. And because of that, you are not getting yourself a full paid salary. You are getting an allowance instead. And when you were to put your internship experience in your CV, it is not a full-fledged working experience. That's internship. And most of the time in the university, internship is incorporated into the program. So you must go for this internship as part of your program. Whereas cooperative education, which we often call this as co-op, it is different because co-op literally means you apply for a real job and you will go to the company and work individually, not individually, but work independently as a working adult with a position and an official title. So for example, if you're in engineering program, when you want to go for co-op, you have to apply to be able to go for this co-op position. It is just a real position in the company with a bracket of co-op. Literally means that you are still a student, you need to come back to complete your studies. That is co-op. So co-op usually will happen after students completed all the subjects in the first 2 years. Because remember, I mentioned first 2 years, a lot of the program, you are building a foundation. You are studying generally everything of that particular topic. So only when you have this knowledge, you will be eligible to go out for the first term of the co-op. Co-op most of the time is a 2-term co-op. The first term will be done on the first summer of third year. Usually that's how it is. And then the second one, you will do it on the 4th year. That's how it will be most of the time. But again, don't take this as a blanket cover for all the programs and universities. This is just example. But for you to know, usually co-op It's a 4 months to 16 months term, but it will be broken down. It would be it would be broken down into two term. So that is how it is. And when you go for co-op, you will be earning a full salary. It's not an allowance. So most of the time, this salary range between 20 to 25 Canadian dollar per hour. But for engineering, don't be surprised if you get up to 30 or $35 per hour after you have the first co-op experience. I hope I haven't confused you here, but if you feel confused, but you would also like to know more, again, make an appointment, we can talk more. Now, for co-op working experience, the student, for example, you'll be working in IBM for computer science or even software engineering. You'll be working in Siemens, Bombardier, Bosch, so on and so forth. After your co-op experience, when you graduate, you put your co-op experience into your CV or resume, it will be calculated in as a working experience, professional working experience. So that's how co-op is. I hope that helps you to understand a little bit about co-op. Let's move on. Now, at Lakehead University, we have 4 partnership programs with Georgian College. So Georgian College, before I talk about the program, let's know a little bit about Georgian College. Georgian College is located in the city of Barrie. It is about 15 minutes drive away from our Aurelia campus. It have got 153,000 people living over there. It's actually quite a big city. It is happening cities with a lot of things going on over there. This is how it looks like in Barrie. Now, Georgian campus itself is well known. Georgian is a college. They are well known for their co-op program as well. So with Georgian College, we actually have 4 degrees where a student, after they spend 4 years, they're getting a degree and a diploma. So we have these 4 programs in place: computer science, applied life sciences, electrical engineering, and environmental sustainability. These 4 programs, the student will spend 2 years in Georgian campus, Georgian's Barrie campus, and another 2 years at Lakehead University Aurelia campus. Except for the electrical engineering, the student will spend all 4 years in Georgian Barrie campus. Students who apply into this partnership program, they will have access to the facilities, both online as well as in-person facilities, both in our Aurelia campus as well as the Georgian Barrie campus. Now, any students who apply for this partnership program, upon receiving the letter of acceptance, that means when we give you the offer letter, this offer letter automatically comes with 4,000 Canadian dollar International Visionary Award. That means you will get 4,000 deducted from the first year automatically. Now, all that I have mentioned, I can share with you that you will be learning in environment that is global. So when you are a student in Canada, we often encourage you to participate in different kind of clubs and societies. It is because not only to fill up your time for leisure, but also to build your career profile, If you want to be able to land yourself a career or a job after you graduate in Canada, it will not do if your CV is full of qualification and nothing non-academic, because interpersonal skills and EQ or soft skills is really important in Canada when it comes to career placement. At Lakehead University, we have got more than 50 clubs available, and there are also a lot of leadership opportunities available. This includes our sports and recreation clubs and societies as well. So all these facilities you see in front of you, they are located on campus in Thunder Bay, and some of them is in Aurelia. Now, when we talk about study abroad, a lot of people, one of the main concern of the students as well as the parents is that, will there be someone to support me when I fly half the group to be in Canada, to be in Thunder Bay, for example? The answer is often yes when it is with Lakehead University or generally with Canadian universities, because we focuses a lot on a comprehensive supporting system, or I call it a wholesome supporting system. As an international student, these are the things you will be getting from international department. A lot of times when you are already there in the campus, as international students, you don't know where to go to get assistance. International office is often your one-stop center, and never be afraid to ask questions because the people there, they'll be more than happy to assist you. And this comprehensive supporting system I mentioned looks like this. From the Student Success Center, you get different kind of supporting from academic perspective. And then there are also a lot of other services, which is supporting system available that are non-academic. Student Health and Counseling Center, this includes your physical as well as your mental health, security services, the student union to ensure the students' right is in place, campus technology, bookstore, student accessibility center, Office of Human Rights, so on and so forth. All this supporting system is in place to enable students to be able to go through these 4 years with a peace of mind, knowing that at every stage of your learning curve, the challenges that you face, there is someone there to assist you to overcome it so that you will be able to move on to the next stage and eventually graduate and step into the working force. That is how it is in Canada. Particularly at Lakehead University, this is our core strength because that is what we are well known for. A lot of questions will also lay around in the area. Do you offer on-campus accommodation? The answer is often yes, both at Thunder Bay campus as well as in the Aurelia campus. So have a look at this map in front of you. This is my Thunder Bay campus. If you look at this campus, you can roughly gauge from the east to the west of this campus, it is within walking distance. So you don't need a vehicle to move around Thunder Bay campus. Walking itself is sufficient. So our on-campus residence is within walking distance to the main campus area. It is the same in Aurelia as well. I will show you just in a bit, but this is how it looks like on-campus accommodation in our Thunder Bay campus looks like this. I will not go detail into it, but one thing for you to remember is that all our on-campus residents or accommodation, they are all single bedroom. There is no sharing room, so you can have your own privacy. Okay, moving on. Aurelia campus, it is nearer to Toronto, yes. At the same time, we have limited faculties over there. So make sure you are certain of the program that you want instead of choosing the campus. But I must say, this is a really closely needed community where everyone is literally there to support one another. And the on-campus residence looks like this. And we have only one category of campus residence in Aurelia campus. All right, so moving on to the Lakehead Georgian program, where the program most of the time is being delivered in the Georgian campus in Barrie. The on-campus residence is also made available. If you notice, there are also single bedroom, and this is how it looks like. Okay, so I will skip a lot of this information because you will definitely be able to find. But one thing I want to highlight again is that when you come to the city of Thunder Bay or even Aurelia, know that it is a small city, but it is not kampong or village as you all thought it will be. Just imagine this kind of environment where you can find multinational cuisine in the city, more than 100 restaurants available. So on my YouTube channel, we have got videos that do food tour by our own students. Feel free to have a look at it. I'm sure you will like it. Now, for all this truly Canadian experience, how much does it cost? Undergraduate program, our tuition fees range between 26,000 to 34,000 Canadian dollar per year. Compared to Singapore dollar, it is close to 1 to 1. Singapore dollar and Canadian dollar is very similar. the total expenses for you on academic side, it will come up to 28 or 37,000 depending on the program that you're applying for. Whereas for graduate program, master's program, it is 24 to 33,000 per year. Again, it depends on which program. For MBA, it will range from 41,000 to 50,000 depending on the duration that you choose to study. So living costs in the city of Thunder Bay, you just need to estimate to spend about, I would say, to give yourself a buffer, the first year estimate about 15,000, including accommodation. So that's how it will be. But along the way, along the years, you will realize your expenses is going lower and lower because you will have more experience knowing what are the things you should be spending on and what are the things you no longer need to spend on. It is the same for graduate students as well. But for graduate students, sometimes you have more personal expenses because of your research or your studies. So it come up to a little bit higher, 18 to 23,000. Questions, a very common questions as well. Do you offer scholarship? The answer is yes, but only for undergraduate degree. So that means master and PhD, we do not have scholarship available. At undergraduate, if your overall average from the qualification that you will be using to apply for degree is within 75% to 79.9%, or your IB diploma average is 28 to 29 points, you will be given and you stand an opportunity to be given an award of 6,000 Canadian dollar, which will be deducted on the first year tuition fees. Now, this is a one-time deduction because as you can see, it is quite easily achievable. But moving upwards, if your overall average is within 80 to 89.9%, or IB average 30 to 34 points, you stand an opportunity to be given an award of 7,500 Canadian dollar on the first year. Now, this category, you are eligible to apply for renewal every year, all the way up to the fourth year. So if you are able to renew your scholarship all the way through the 4 years of your education, you will be able to get a total of 30,000 Canadian dollar. That is 1 year of your tuition fees already. The highest level of our scholarship will require you to have an average of 90% and above, or IB average 35 points and above. And at this category, you stand an opportunity to be given an award of 10,000 per year, and you can apply for renewal all the way to fourth year, just like the previous one. And if you're able to do that, you will be able to get a total of 40,000. That is more than 1 year tuition fees. It is definitely a very lucrative scholarship among all the Canadian universities. One of the reasons is because at this point of time, majority of the students who are eligible for the scholarship, they are still getting the scholarship. And the best part is you don't have to apply for the scholarship. When you put in your application for the program, you are automatically assessed for your eligibility of the scholarship. And if you're given a scholarship, it will reflect in your offer letter, which in our terminology, it's called the letter of acceptance, LOA. So if you remember the Lakehead Georgian Partnership Program, where you automatically get 4,000 on the first year, if you're eligible for the undergraduate entrance scholarship as well, you are getting a total of 2 scholarships. So this is how it works. I know it's very attractive. So that is scholarship. We are done with that. Now, when it comes to working while you study, I will not talk too much about it. Again, I will leave this open to take questions as and when you are ready to talk about it. But know that when you are a student at Lakehead University, from year 1 itself, you will be approached by our career services department, career development department, to encourage you to come and talk to them, to know how to create yourself a professional profile catering to the workforce of Canada as well as North America. So that means you get support all the way throughout. Don't worry about that. And how can you look for a job when you know nothing about Canada? Well, we have our own job bank and our career development department. They also organize career fair on a yearly basis. So you have plenty of opportunity. Even when you are an international student, you still have the chance to be able to secure yourself a career in Canada. Because if I haven't mentioned, after you graduate from a 4 years degree or a 2 years master or a 1 year master in Canada, you can apply for a post-graduation working permit that allows you to stay in Canada and work legally up to 3 years, depending on the duration of your education. Now, how can you apply for Lakehead University program? Simple. Just reach out to IDP Singapore, talk to them. They will assist you step by step until you receive your offer letter. So that's all from myself. And this is our online social media channel. I absolutely encourage you to follow us, particularly on Instagram. It is because you will be able to get real-time information, and you also have the opportunity to access to all the webinars that we are organizing virtually, even right now itself. So those webinars consist of different topics. They are topics either academic relevant or student experience relevant. You also have an opportunity to get connected with the current students who are studying in Lakehead University in year 2, year 3. So do follow us on our social media channel. And once again, welcome to Lakehead University. Thank you for staying with me until this stage here. And my name is Sherlyn. I'm the Regional Relations Manager for Lakehead University in Southeast Asia. You are more than welcome to be connected with me, and I look forward to talk to you. Thank you.